What's up, Wise Flyers? David here. You may be sitting on a stash of travel points and have no use for them whatsoever. With cities, states, countries completely shut down, travel is not even an option right now. So what do you do with all of these points? Do you convert it into cash? And if you do convert into cash, what's that conversion ratio? And how does that whole thing work? Or is it worth keeping these points and waiting for the clouds to clear and for us to finally travel again? Well, we're gonna discuss all of those options in this video and how to convert your points into cash and when it makes sense to do so. And if you do have any airline or hotel credit cards, I highly recommend switching your spending over to a flexible point currency earning credit card or cash back card, because airline miles and hotel points don't really make sense during this crazy time. Filming this during March 2020, so we're at the peak of the outbreak, or I don't even know if we're at the peak because I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But just put your spending in flexible currencies. This way you have more flexibility what to do with it later on. So let's talk about the four major flexible currencies: Chase Ultimate Reward Points, American Express Membership Reward Points, Citi Thank You Points, and Capital One Venture Miles. How you could use these points and turn them into cash and what the conversion ratios are. First, let's start with Chase, probably the best option here. So Chase Ultimate Reward Points could go from 1 cent per point, or 1 point equals 1 cent. So 100,000 Chase Ultimate Reward Points is going to equal $1,000. Currently, there's a sign-up offer with the Chasing Preferred card. If you spend $15,000 in 3 months, then you could get 100,000 Chase Ultimate Reward Points. Also, the Chase Sapphire Preferred card offering a 60,000 point sign-up offer after spending $4,000 in 3 months. So between those two cards, that's 160,000 Chase Ultimate Reward Points, which could equal $1,600 to be used for whatever you want: mortgage, rent, utilities, groceries, anything essential in life. And although travel is not an option at the moment, those points could be worth more through the travel portal, and even more with transfer partners such as Hyatt or United. Personally, I'm sitting on a couple 100,000 Chase Ultimate Reward Points, and my plan is to just hold out and wait until I'm able to travel again and then use those as travel points. But if you have Chase points or any other currency, I'm curious what your strategy is. Are you going to convert it to cash, or are you just going to wait until we're able to travel again? Next is American Express Membership Reward Points. So if you were to take your membership reward points, convert it to cash, it's a 0.6 cents per point ratio. So 100,000 membership reward points is going to give you $600. Not as good as Chase Ultimate Reward Points, but actually slightly better than the next two options I'm going to mention. Clearly, you're taking a big hit in value whenever you transfer these membership reward points over to cash. But if we are in a dire situation with jobs being lost and money tight, it may make sense. Next is Citi Thank You Points. So these points are valued at 0.5 cents per point if you were to turn it into cash. So 100,000 Citi Thank You Points is going to give you $500 in cash. If you have the Citi Prestige card, then it is a 1 cent per point ratio. So 100,000 Citi Thank You Points with the Citi Prestige is going to give you $1,000 in cash. Next is Capital One Miles, valued at 0.5 cents per point. So 100,000 Capital One Miles is going to give you $500 in cash. So now that you know the values of turning these points into cash, when does it make sense to actually turn it into cash? Well, I think it's definitely a case-by-case scenario. It really depends on your personal situation. If you are tight for cash, then these travel points are worth more as cash than they are as travel points. With the outbreak increasing, I don't think the outbreak is the big issue here. It's more of the economic downturn that's going to happen as a result of the outbreak. Once the virus is all gone and it did its damage, what's going to happen after all these businesses have been closed for months and are starting to reopen? The economy is going to take a big hit. So these travel points may not even be worth it to travel, because you may not be able to financially travel for a year or so because everyone's money is tight. Therefore, your points are worth a lot more in cash, even with the poor conversion ratio, than they are as travel points. Personally, I'm just going to hold on to my travel points and wait until I'm able to travel again. Things may get a lot worse and my mind may change, but that's how I feel at the moment. Chase definitely offers the best ratio in terms of cash, but if you wanted to get higher conversion ratios in terms of value back without using travel, then you can redeem for gift cards. So with Chase, Depending on where you redeem your gift card, it could be around 1 cent to 1.1 cents per point, or with Citi, 1 cent to 1.1 cents per point, depending on if there's a promotion. As well as with Amex, it's usually around 1 cent per point, but usually a lot less. And then Capital One is 1 cent per point in terms of redeeming gift cards. Usually there's a threshold in terms of points of how much you can have in order to redeem a gift card. But then again, whenever you're redeeming these gift cards, it may not be for essential life items. Usually most of these gift cards are for retail stores, for shopping, mostly with discretionary income, and won't help with the bare essentials that you need in life, such as groceries, gas, rent, mortgage, utilities. So if redeeming gift cards isn't going to help you with food, water, and shelter, then does it even make sense to redeem for gift cards, even though it is a higher conversion ratio? Another option to use your points in order to get stuff you need in life is through Amazon. Although the tricky thing here is that Amazon is supposedly shutting down. So I'm filming this March 20th of 2020. So far, Amazon is slowing down orders. It might even completely shut down just because of the whole outbreak thing. So what I'm about to say may not even be relevant, but if you were to use your points to purchase things on Amazon, which you can get essential life things such as food and things, to help you survive, whatever, then this could be an option. In terms of using your travel points for Amazon purchases, Chase, Citi, and Capital One are all valued at 0.8 cents per point, so 100,000 points are going to equal $800 with Amazon purchases. Amex is going to be 0.7 cents, so it's only going to give you $700 in value when you do Amazon purchases. Sometimes Amazon does offer promotions where you could actually get more value per point, but with everything going on, it's all up in the air. As I mentioned before, I'm holding onto my travel points, gonna wait until all this clears up. It could be months, it could be a year, but I'm just gonna hold the points and wait till I can redeem it at the highest value possible. If you wanna learn more about how to shift your credit card strategy to a cash strategy, the best bank account cash bonuses, credit card cash bonuses, as well as other ways to get free money, you could click this link over here. It talks about the best strategy during this whole craziness, or click this link over here and I'll see you in the next video.